Welcome back. This is the AM show on Radio Live 3 and online. It is 16 minutes now away from 9. The enchanted lives of a couple in a secluded forest are brutally shattered by a nightmarish hippie cult and their demon biker henchmen. Want to know more? Newshub film reviewer Daniel Rutledge is here to do just that. He joins us now. Hey.
G'day.
This is MANDY.
This is MANDY. This is a crazy, crazy movie, and I should say right off the bat, it is definitely not for everyone. But for the people that it is for, they'll very, very much love this film. It's unlike anything else I've ever seen, and yeah, if you're into it, you know, if you're into this sort of thing, this is going to give you something that no other film ever has.
This is Nicolas Cage, isn't it?
This is Nicolas Cage, and I heard the disparaging comments that were made earlier about Nicolas Cage. He is not the Simon Bridges of the film world, Ryan. But no, he is. I'm also not a big fan of Nicolas Cage. He's got a certain shtick that often doesn't work. But he's got an on-screen presence that I think is put to really good use in some film, like Con Air, Face Off, I love. 8mm is quite a serious film, but he's very good in it. This is his best film. This is his best performance.
Will it be a cult favourite? Is that
absolutely? Yes,
why?
Absolutely.
Well, what's so good about it?
It's really weird. It's really trippy. It's really disturbing, psychedelic, heavy sort of a film. It's quite schlocky. So it does have him fighting demon bikers, and he has like a climactic fight with a chainsaw against another man with a chainsaw. But at the same time, it's very slow moving and pretentious and sort of an art house style film. So as you can, if you see the trailer or the footage we've got playing here, it's got super vivid colours all the way through the film. And it's got this amazing score that kind of sounds like Black Sabbath played at like an eighth of the correct speed. So it's a really weird film, but it's sort of a throwback to psychedelic 70s horror movies, but with today's special effects and sensibility.
Did they make the film for him? You said this is his best film. Did they make it for the role for him?
I think he must have been in mind when they made it. 'Cause, yeah, the first half of the film was quite slow moving, and he's quite tender and like a loving partner for this woman, and they live in the woods. And then the second half, he goes full crazy. He Nicolas Cage's harder than Nicolas Cage has ever Nicolas Caged before.
Which, you know, sounds frightening to some people, actually.
So, yeah, if you don't like, he goes real bug-eyed. Like, the second half of the film is an expression of grief and rage, realised with hyper-violence and, you know, over-the-top.
Dan, I hate to say this, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do it.
I don't know if you should, Amanda. As I say, it's a hard one to recommend, and I really liked it, but I'd hesitate before recommending it to most people I know, because it's a fairly inaccessible film. But for the people who do dig it, it's really going to work for them.
It's not a first date film. You're not
No.
All right, let's move on to Zero Dark 30. So this is about terrorism or Osama bin Laden or all of the above?
It's about what happened in the wake of the September 11 attacks. So it's about the hunt for Osama bin Laden, about the 10-year period between 2001 and 2011 when he was killed. And I think it's came out like 6 years ago, which is hard to believe, but it's one of the best films of this decade. Absolutely, basically it's a testament to like the grunt work that goes into a manhunt of that scale and the CIA workers who captured him or found where he was. But it's also a kind of a snapshot of the American psyche over that 10-year period. And, I mean, no one will deny that, tragically, September 11, 2001 had an enormous part of forming contemporary America's identity. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a look at that through the people who were on the ground, through the Bush administration and the Obama administration and the differences in those. And eventually it ends with this raid on bin Laden's compound, which is an incredible piece of filmmaking, incredible sequence, but it's not triumphant and jingoistic and USA. It's kind of quite harrowing, and it all ends on this really empty, incredibly powerful note.
Is this the one that put Jessica Chastain sort of on the map for her amazing drama work? That's that one.
Yes, it is. Yeah, Jessica Chastain, phenomenal actor, and yeah, she rightfully received a lot of plaudits for her work in this film. Catherine Bigelow, director as well, and she is one of the best directors working today. She went on to do a film called Detroit that came out last year. A lot of people didn't see it, but that is an incredible film as well.
What are the top 5 box office hits at the moment?
It's a pretty cool top 5 at the moment. We've got A Star Is Born in number 1. Amanda was a big fan of that, as was Kate Roger, and a lot of people I know. I haven't seen it yet. Venom, the pretty average comic book movie in number 2. Halloween, the awesome horror reboot in number 3. Then we've got Neil Armstrong biopic First Man in 4, and Old Man Crime Caper King of Thieves in number 5.
Fantastic. Dan Rutledge, our film reviewer.